In my world there is music and good vibes and laughter and lovers, adventure and friendship. We know who we are.
Welcome, everyone. This is our first official podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast.
So the purpose of this podcast is a couple of things. First, to get you acquainted with Beethewellness as a platform. And then next, we want to talk about our personal coaching platform and challenge series, Unveil Your Wellness. And also, we really just want to give, voice to the community and a place where we can answer some of your questions that we're receiving week on week as we progress through the year-long challenge. So first, I guess we'll talk about Beethewellness as a brand. Yeah, let's do it. Beethewellness, I guess, is our website, our blog, and really a jumping off point for all things wellness. So, we've been in the paleo community for better part of a decade?
Yeah, something like that.
Somewhere around that. Although we strongly believe that food and exercise are, a significant portion of the wellness picture, there's some other aspects that we believe contribute to, a well-rounded, healthy life. So we talk about nourishment, exercise, but we also talk about traveling, mindfulness, love, adventure, and, just things that make us laugh. We kind of share with you, what our life looks like and who we are and, things we participate in like Burning Man and places we've traveled. Just, it's really a platform for you to understand what, I guess, Adam and I are about as people.
Yeah. And one of the things that we've been really fortunate to experience is this great sense of community. And I think it's made the transition into this paleo primal lifestyle really easy for us. First we had the NorCal strength and conditioning community, which was awesome, and the CrossFit community, and then more recently the primal community. And I think something that we've really learned through our personal coaching practices and through the work that I do in the fire service, and also through the app community that we've run, is that not everybody is quite that lucky. And so one of the things that we're really trying to do here is create that community or some, virtual component of that community to make this a much better and easier lifestyle change.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. It's a very inclusive environment. That's for sure.
Okay. So moving on from there, how about we give you an overview of this of the app and what it really is as a coaching template and this challenge series.
Perfect.
So we've recently partnered with these guys, Marco and Ben, some cool dudes from Venice, who developed this app called Vimify. And Vimify is literally the platform on which multiple challenges run. So the basic premise, and it's very flexible, but the premise that most people are using it under is like some sort of a 21-day or 30-day challenge that you're probably familiar with if you came over from the 21-day Primal Blueprint Challenge. Of course, this is not news, but they've taken this 30-day challenge component and they've sort of taken it a step further, where there's a social media interaction situation, kind of like Facebook, and it delivers the content and sort of the message of the challenge in a really slick manner.
Right. So, essentially most people, when they've done a challenge, have been forced into reading a book and trying to follow along with a book. Whereas this challenge actually breaks it up into sections. So every day you get a little bit of content. You get a couple of behaviors that you should focus on for the day. You get maybe a challenge for the day. You get your workout. You get everything sort of delivered in a concise fashion. So you say, okay, this is what I have to accomplish this day.
Yeah, and it comes in the form of like a easy to use, super cool interface of like a checklist, more or less, for every single day that you go through it.
Right.
And it's turned out to be a really good way to deliver this kind of content, as opposed to like what Vanessa was saying of reading a book or a blog and then following along in a forum. This gives you a Facebook-like profile where you can follow people and like people and comment back and forth and sort of track the flow of information and experience.
Right,
a little
exactly.
bit easier.
And, this was not by accident. Ben and Marco really developed this as a behavior modification platform. So there was a lot of thought and a lot of expertise that went into this to actually get people to elicit the behaviors that we're trying to achieve. And although we all have the best intentions sometimes when we go into a challenge, or, we say it's the beginning of the new year, I want to go paleo or I want to clean up my diet, oftentimes if we don't have the support of the community and we don't have something to sort of hold us accountable, it's too easy to get off track. So this challenge is really put in a nice, concise manner of this is what you need to do. You need to check off when you've completed your task for the day. And you get to share with the community, like Adam said in the news feed, what's going on for you. So this helps people feel like they're part of something bigger. They're not isolated in their challenge. They're not out there trying to do this on their own, especially for folks who don't have family members or a support community. So, it's really a great way for people to feel like they're part of something bigger.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I think one of the coolest examples that we've come up with from the last challenge was the guys in Pakistan, right? So there's a guy posts in the feed and he's like, hey, I live in Pakistan and I can't find access to good coconut oil. And then randomly some other guy pops up and he's like, I know exactly where you are in Pakistan. And if you go just down the street to so-and-so store, you can get this brand of coconut oil.
Yeah, exactly. So even if you feel like you are seriously isolated out there, you aren't. There are people that are doing this everywhere. And this challenge series and platform is really, really about bringing everyone together and creating a global community on a local scale.
Bam. You should
Bam.
Trademark.
Yes.
Global community, local scale. I like that one.
Exactly.
And then so for the point counters out there, it is a gamified app. So meaning that you score points as you move along. And there is a leaderboard for every challenge. And then there's a leaderboard globally. And the points really don't get you anything other than, the satisfaction of getting them. But it is surprisingly addictive.
Yes.
You find yourself being very accountable and wanting to get your points and making changes in your life in order to make that stuff happen, which is exactly the point of what we're trying to do here, is to get people to follow along with our secret evil plan.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really just almost like it's the gratification that you have when you make a list for yourself and you're able to go and check off the items on the list. It's just that sense of accomplishment. And so, yes, you do get points for it. But more importantly, you feel like you've accomplished everything you set out to do that day, which is just that really good positive reinforcement.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so I think that pretty well covers the app.
Yes.
Obviously, as people get in here and start using it more, there'll be common questions that we can kind of hammer out and get people through. But it's user friendly, it's intuitive. You can just get in there and use it. But our program that's going to run on this app, the Unveil Your Wellness program, is probably what we should talk about next.
Yeah, absolutely. And Unveil Your Wellness kind of builds on this 30-day challenge idea or the 21-day transformation idea. And what we've decided to do is a year-long series of challenges. So each month there's a slightly different focus, but at the base of it is always paleo nourishment and a strength and conditioning component. So it was designed to be a follow-on program for, like we've talked about the 21-day challenge that a lot of folks are just completing through the Primal Blueprint, or a 30-day paleo challenge for anyone who's in their practice and just wants to keep growing.
Yeah, it can pick up where, the whole 30 or the whole life challenge or any one of these things leaves off. Or if you've never even done a challenge, but you've, got the books and read some of the things and are now just looking for ways to implement some of those changes and behaviors in your life. This is really where we're trying to pick folks up.
Yeah, absolutely. And Adam and I felt like there were so many ways for people to get on board with the paleo concepts. And, oftentimes if you go through a challenge or you do some kind of 30-day series, you're super excited because you've actually made this change in your life. And then you finish the 30 days and it's sort of like, okay, now what? So we wanted to create a now what place. So this is, if you've done that, you're on board and you want to keep going, this is a great way to just keep the momentum, keep building your practice, and really to grow your life into the healthiest picture that you possibly can.
Yep. And so the structure of it, like Vanessa said earlier, it is a year-long series, but it's not a situation where, you have to get in and then follow every single month. You can jump in wherever you want. And there's a focus based around the seasons, fall, winter, spring, and summer, basically following the Northern Hemisphere specifically, but we'll be making recommendations for those down under as well. But each season is broken into 3 individual challenges. And like I said, you can jump in wherever you want. It definitely, you get the most bang for your buck if you follow it for the rest of your life, of course. But if not, there's no worries getting in. wherever you want to.
Right. And I think, the important thing is there'll be many of you out there that start this challenge and then decide, oh, I really want to get my sister or my husband or my friend involved. And you don't have to worry that they'll be lost if they jump in in a different time period. So although, there's some concepts that build on each other, every single month is a brand new start, brand new focus, brand new workouts. So everyone can feel like they come into it at an equal starting point. So that's something important to consider for you folks out there who are trying to get people involved in the process.
Totally. And since you mentioned workouts, I guess we should talk a little bit about that too, because it seems to be something that people are, I don't know if concern's the word, but people have a lot of questions about it. And programming for the masses is definitely a challenge. It's not the easiest thing to do, but I think that we've come up with a pretty good way of sort of doing that. And more or less what each workout day consists of is a primary strength session and an accessory session, and then perhaps some kind of conditioning. And during the primary session, we offer 3 different variations, so to speak, of that primary movement. Right. One of them will always be some sort of a body weight type thing. Another one will be some sort of minimal equipment type thing. And then the other would be, the full blown, I have access to everything kind of deal. So there's no problem doing this at home. You can, if you've got 2 old milk jugs and access to running water, you can do this at home. I mean, a pull-up bar would be nice, but if you've got a low-hanging branch or whatever, you can make this work. It's very accessible for that kind of environment. On the flip side, it's a pretty well put together periodized strength and conditioning program that can take some pretty advanced athletes to the next level. And it's based around this seasonal periodization approach. So we've, just like professional athletes have a season that they train, we've tried to give everybody a season. Right. So there's a part of the year that we're going to be working on, skill development and strength accumulation, and a part of the year that we're going to be working on conditioning and body composition, and a part of the year that, in season where we're going to be just trying to maintain and support whatever lifestyle games and things that you like to do. Right. So it's something we're pretty excited about.
Yeah, no, I think that like Adam said, it really is challenging to program for the masses, but to come up with some concepts that both beginners and advanced athletes alike can really dig their heels in and feel like, okay, if you are just beginning to exercise, all you have to do is look at the daily strength and conditioning component and follow along. But if you are, an advanced athlete and you want to make sure that maybe you're actually increasing some of the thresholds for your athletic experience, you can also really dig in and find options to take your game to the next level. So it really, it's amazing how we're able to actually come up with something one size that fits all, if you will.
Yeah. Hopefully,
yes.
We'll see. I mean, we've definitely, this is basically the program that Vanessa uses with all of her personal clients. And it's certainly the same template that I use in the fire service with all of our guys. And so it works. There's no doubt. It's just a matter of whether or not, we can convince you guys to.
Right. And with that said, this is the whole reason we did this challenge series and we developed this program is because we wanted to make this expertise and the personal coaching experience available to a larger group. So, it can be cost prohibitive for people to work one-on-one with a coach, but this is taking all the expertise of our personal coaching practice and putting it into an approachable format for the masses. So we're really proud of that as well. And it's really been amazingly challenging to do that, but very gratifying to have this available for folks out there.
Cool.
Yeah.
So last but certainly not least, one of the things that we want to reiterate here is this community-based component of this challenge. It's something that we're just going to keep hammering on as we move forward, because it does take a village or a tribe or a large family or whatever it is that you want to call it in order to be successful with this stuff. And if there's 2 things that we've seen that will derail people in this sort of quest for health and fitness is lack of sleep and lack of support in their home or in their community. And so we're going to hammer on sleep. You guys will be so tired of hearing us talk about sleep that, it may in fact be the cure for insomnia by the time we're done. But the other big part of this is the community. And so we have features, Marco and Ben, the app developers, they're working on some features to try to not only protect people's personal privacy, but also enable them to share, where they are so people can find each other, which is, that's a challenge for them to sort out on the software front. But that's coming soon, hopefully, that they're working on it.
Yeah. And so in summary, I guess what we should just talk about is, this podcast is going to be talking about questions that are coming from our feed, from the Vimify Challenge or from the Unveil Your Wellness Challenge. We're going to be sharing best practices and making sure that the community has a voice to share anything that's going on. So each week we'll be, kind of just taking common themes in the feed that we're seeing are showing up and maybe address them and talk about them in more depth. And we might even be able to start getting some people in the community on and interviewing so that we can start to get to know you people out there and really feel like this is more of a community and we're all starting to get to know each other on a more personal level. So hopefully this has given you a pretty good overview of what Beethewellness is and Unveil Your Wellness. And if you want to look at some more in-depth information on the seasonal challenges, you can go to our website, which is beethewellness.com. And that's spelled BEETHEWELLNESS.com. And there's some information on there about the seasonal portion of this. And you can also check out the website and just, get a better idea of who Adam and I are as people. And yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, so one of the things that's not actually covered on our website, but you can get from either the Vimify web app or on the phone, is the subscription information about the program. And more or less what that is that you can subscribe monthly, you can subscribe quarterly, or you can subscribe for an entire year and see some cost savings, based on which of those options you choose.
Right. And just to reiterate where you find the Vimify app, you can go on the desktop, you can go to vimify.com, and otherwise you can find the Vimify app in the App Store under Vimify, which is VIMIFY.
That's correct.
So I think that about wraps it up for us today. We look forward to continuing on this journey with you all and getting to know you and hopefully, really changing some lives out there and helping each other be the best we can be.
Yep.
Signing off. See you guys later.
Thanks for listening, folks.
Bye.
In my world there is music and good vibes and laughter and lovers, adventure and friendship. We know who we are. And I don't think I would be me without you being you. Your direction, expression, intention has taken us far. We were young, we pictured some of this. Bye.